you doing, minions? When we last left off, we had just got the last bard song, because we are the piano master. And now it's time for us to get another treasure. We want to get the magic lamp that we were kind of hinted about in the dwarf cave. It's back there behind the waterfall. So I just wanted to check to make sure the path there. We're going to have to ride Boko again to get there, because Boko can cross through the rivers. So we just got to find Boko again. He's at Guido's cave. We pick him up, and then we're going to follow that path that we just kind of checked out on our airship there. So head around this way, go up to Regal, the frontier town, and that's basically a straight shot west. And there's just a little bit of maze with the water, but if you take the right path right away, you'll be okay. So we just want to avoid the bottom path, take the top path, and that takes us right here. When we step behind this thing, we get to this area, and we just press A, and we get the magic lamp. Magic lamp calls forth a summon, starting with Bahamut, and then it works its way down through the list, down to Chocobo. And then if you use Chocobo, I think it's 18 or 19 times, then it does this weird summon Eggman. Maybe I'll show it off. And you have to go back to either the spring in the Great Trench, where we got the third tablet, or back to the waterfall there to recharge it. The only summon it skips is it summons the Phoenix summon, which we don't have, but we'll get that eventually later. And it summons the Odin, it automatically does the Zengetsu, the instant death move, rather than the gun gear. So here's a little bonus area here. If we go down here, there's a little cave, and there's a psychic here, and this is how you can tell if you're getting the 100% treasure. We talk with this guy, and he tells us a little bit about our journey. Tells you the battle that you've done, the amount of monsters you defeated, average experience, your treasure percentage, and the amount of times that you saved your game. So we're currently at 81% treasure-wise, so still got 19% of the game's treasures to find. So still got some a lot of stuff to go. So we'll get a few of those treasures coming up here, because we got our last tablet dungeon coming up. So last tablet dungeon was under the sea, but we were still dry because we were in a chasm that was sheltered from the water, and it was really hot down there because there's a whole bunch of lava. This time we all gonna get a little soaking wet, because we're heading into the waterfall. So we were told about Istory Falls all the way back in World 1. We went to visit Istory Forest to get the Ramu summon. Well, Ramu's going to be getting a lot of work here, because the enemies here are water-based enemies, so a lot of them are going to be weak to lightning. So let's make a quick save here, because we can run into a pretty tough enemy here in the first floor here. So, but not these gargoyles, because we're kind of pros at taking out gargoyles now. All you gotta do is take them out at the same time, and easy living. Luckily, in this dungeon, there's no damage tiles, so there's some traps that could damage you, but they're easily avoided. So, and the ones that the only terrain they have to kind of worry about is these water, because they can push you. So see, if we step in them, they push us down. So it's the only way you can reach a few treasure chests, like that treasure chest over there. We're gonna have to go around and ride the waterfall down to it. So here we have the Alchemia. It's that lady in the back there with the magic lantern. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to use a maiden's kiss on the frog. She's kind of like hinting that, like, you know, to do that, but if you do that, what happens is that frog will turn into a real tough enemy. Usually like a dragon or something, maybe a red dragon, a yellow dragon, but it's basically going to turn into something really, really tough. As long as it's a frog, it's not going to do anything, so just concentrate all your attack on the Alchemia there. Take her out, and then once she's defeated, then you can just take the frog out at your leisure. So, because yeah, now if it's a frog, it's not going to be able to do anything. So, Poor little toad. Better take him out as a toad than when if he becomes a real bad, like, dragon or something like that, so. And there we go, taking him out. And at one point, well, I'll discuss it a little bit later when we get to it, but at one point I'm going to have to break the, in order to get that 100% treasure, I'm going to have to break the spirit of the job, Fiesta. I'm going to have to turn into a thief for just one little section. Because you have to sprint, and sprinting is an ability only available to Thief, but I won't fight any battles with the Thief, so it'll never get any experience or ability points, so I think it's okay, whatchamacallit, sacrifice. So here we go ride down the waterfall to get that treasure chest, then ride back down to get away from it. And here we have another new enemy, the mercury bats. So, surprisingly, these guys do not absorb water. So, you can just throw a water scroll at them, and they have such low hit points that one water scroll will take them all out. So, that's easy living. So, yay! So yeah, the enemies here are much easier than, for the most part, than those unknowns back in the trench, so. Boink. Like I said, there is a tough enemy here that we can find, but luckily, we don't get him during this initial run through. So there's a little cave we gotta go through, to the thing, but we got our second air knife. So now if we have two people summoning Soldier, we can boost her, attack with that. But now we're gonna head into this cave and go a little bit further into the dungeon. Oh, but here we have aqua gels. These guys do absorb water because they look like some magical creature made out of water, but they are weak to lightning, so we can throw some of those lightning scrolls, or we can summon Ramu. Either one will be effective at taking these guys out. So, almost, if I didn't take them all out, I would have used Ramu, but that one's obviously very on its last legs there, so. Just hit it with a knife. Hey, and Faris maxed out the summoner job, so I'm gonna switch jobs out around here a little bit, and we'll see what they are in our next battle. So we don't want to take the way to the left because that's the dead end. I'm gonna go here to the right, and we end up in this area where we got some hidden treasures. So. Kind of get a little clue to see how the little circle there appeared. Yeah, it's a little clue that there's something hidden in that corner. So I get a Goliath tonic. That's a useless item, but it's good for a chemist. But we can't use chemists or any of their abilities. Head over this way, get a secret treasure, the Rune Blade. It's another Knight Sword exclusive. So I think it uses some of your MP to increase its attack power. So there's that treasure chest up there in the upper left there. That's the one we're going to have to use the thief ability to get. So, oh, and here's another new enemy. Here we got the coral. It's the green things in the back there. So, like the aqua gels, they will absorb water, but will be weak to thunder. So, good old Ramu's coming out. And they're taken care of already. And a simple kick will finish off these aqua gels. Woohoo! So yeah, now Krile's our summoner, and Faris has become our ninja. Alrighty. Let's you have to hit this button, and then this is where I'm gonna turn RASAR into a thief. Because when you hit this button, it stops that water from flowing, and then you can run over real quick. But even running real quick, you may not do it real quick. So I got into a battle there, I just ran from it. So you'll see when I change jobs again. Run, run, oop, get it. Woohoo, we get another guard ring. So see, I got no experience, no job points. So I said only use that job ability just for that ability to run real quick so I can get that treasure. So alrighty. Ice will probably be a better thing to use here because no one's going to be using fire. Don't have to worry about absorbing fire. And Good thing we got those four coral rings. They're gonna be really important to fight the boss of this dungeon. So that's my only hint to y'all. If you wanna go here, before you go here, make sure you pick up 4 of those coral rings in Mirage. I think if you have a thief, you can steal them from a certain enemy too, but we don't have a thief, so we will eventually get well, we do have that knife, the thief's knife, that'll allow us to steal occasionally, but we just got that just recently in the Mirage Tower. So here we have Steel Fist, new enemy. You could have met these enemies as a monster in a box trap tile back in the Pyramid of Moor, but it's kind of rare that happens. Like I said, normally you're going to run into the damned enemies or that zombie type dragon enemies. So, but it could be possible to meet these guys. Now, these guys they hit really, really hard. So you might want to use, if you have a summoner, use that golem summon to absorb their physical attacks. So that's all they do. They attack physically, but they hit hard. So could be a good. So walk our way around. Another treasure down this way. And we're going to see another treasure off to the, a little bit further over to the left. We can't get that one right now. We're going to have to go around. We're going to have to go down and then back up to get that treasure. So first we're going to head down here, and we're going to get to our save point. And save point's a good place to use the cottage, rest up, and we'll check out a little commercial video for Rabbit and Small Animal Rescue. So the charity that I'm hoping to raise some money for through these videos. So let's check it out. It's 2 little guinea pigs available for adoption there. Barney Fife, black on top, and Andy, a bonded pair of guinea pigs. Yep. And yeah, they were in a kind of a neglected home. Their cage wasn't clean. They didn't have sanitary conditions, but now they're living the good life while they're waiting to get a new forever home where they'll be loved and treated. So your donations to Rabbit and Small Animal Rescue helps them provide for animals like Barney and Andy while they wait for their forever home. So worthy charity to contribute to if you love animals. So I know it's important about rescues because I was a rescue rat myself before I got my forever home. Head this way, we get a bow and arrow, the Artemis bow. I think she's like the goddess of the moon in some religion or some mythology. Have to look that up, but and we want to head over here. Ooh. And we got a treasure chest. A lot of money. That'll help us buy more rings eventually, because we want to buy some more rings, and we're going to want to also buy the Hermes shoes. We want to stay close to the wall there because there's a hidden hole there. If you fall down the hole, it's not a big problem, at least after you get this chest. So we're going to want to fall down that hole anyway. You could take the stairways down, but after you get this chest, there's no more treasures up here, so we're just going to fall down the hole. It's just straight south down, and we fall down this hole. Now these little buttons, we press that button, it causes these 2 holes to appear. It was the strongest axe in the game. It's even stronger than the rune axe, one of the legendary weapons. But berserker only, we can't use it, so. But each of these chests has traps around it. You want to hit the button and that'll reveal the traps. If you try to open the chest without hitting the button, if you're standing where the trap is, that spike will come up and hit you. So just take a few extra steps to hit the button. That way you're going to be safe and make sure that you're not getting hit by the trap. So we got the Aegis shield there. We could have got one of them earlier. There's the stairs up to that other place, previous floor. We could have got one of them earlier in the Forest of Moor, but we waited until after the forest burned down so we could get a flame shield. The Aegis shield has a chance to avoid magic attacks, so. Now here we want to equip everybody with core rings. It's going to basically make the next boss a pushover. So just equip your coral rings on everybody. So I made sure, that's why I said that it's important that everybody buys a coral ring, so. And we're going to want to give the Magus Rod to Krile, because that'll boost her lightning summons. So the Magus Rod boosts water, lightning, fire, and ice. So the air just boosts the air summon soldier. So, oh, no boss. That's nice. Uh-oh. Here's the boss. Remember this guy? He appeared. He was one of Exdeath's minions who said that he would take care of us. Well, now it's time to fight him. Nah, just kidding. We don't have to fight him. Because Leviathan, the Lord of the Seas, is going to come out. And he's going to wash this monster away. Leviathan's a good guy, and he wants to fight the Void, so he takes out this minion of the Void. Now, you could skip Leviathan there. You can just walk away. But since we're summoners, we want to fight Leviathan. Because if you defeat Leviathan and you prove your worth to him, then he will become your first level 5 summon. So, he has very strong physical attacks, but we can negate that through the use of Golem. Now, we won't have to do too much healing there. Yeah, Faris took a whole bunch of damage there. But if we have the coral rings equipped, Leviathan's main move is to basically use a tidal wave attack. And we have the coral rings equipped, so that's going to heal us up. So, there we go. Surprisingly, Leviathan can also use the Aqua Breath, which is a water-based attack, but the coral ring does not absorb that, so. Yeah, the only attacks we have to worry about, basically, are that Aqua Breath and the physical attacks. And the physical attacks we don't really need to worry about too much, because we just keep throwing up the Golem summon. So. Boo. RASAR there, unfortunately, got entangled, so he'll be out of commission for a little bit, but thankfully that condition isn't permanent. It will wear off throughout the battle, so we'll just have a few turns where RASAR won't be doing anything, but getting healed by Leviathan's Tidal Wave. Yeah, if we weren't having those those core rings equipped, those 2 tidal waves would have wiped us out right then and there. But we got the core rings equipped, so most of its attacks are rendered null. So yeah, you can just see how easy this battle is made with those core rings. Just a battle of attrition here now. Just make sure we occasionally summon our Golem. But we have 3 characters who all have the summon ability here, so it won't be a problem putting up Golem whenever we need him, so. Yeah, so when somebody takes damage, we know, put the Golem right back up, and we're good to go. So Leviathan has, I think 40,000 hit points I had at the beginning there, or 35,000. So it's going to take a little bit of a while to whittle him down, but as you can see, he's not much of a problem, so. Yeah, there's the Aqua Rake. It surprisingly is not absorbed by the coral rings, but as you can see, it doesn't do a lot of damage. Mid-200s, and that'll easily be healed up by the next time he uses Tidal Wave, which is his main attack. Yeah, you can definitely see the difference in the amount of damage the Krile's summon is doing compared to Lenna and Faris's. Now granted, Lenna and Faris have less magic because the summoner gives a bonus to magic, the magic stat, but at the same time, the Magus Rod is helping out, so. Oh, and Lenna gets some extra damage in there with her counter attack. Yeah, we saw the Golem, Faris took a hit there, so throw Golem back up, and that should last us the rest of the battle. We've whittled him down pretty much here, so. And RASAR's back in the battle too to lend his jumping ability. He's the only one who hasn't learned the Summoner yet, but he will be getting access to that job class. And that's the one we're going to focus on him. We got a tower coming up, a dungeon, where you can get a lot of ability points. So a lot of folks have kind of neglected, like, usually one job, and that'll be the job that we'll be focusing on when we're climbing up that tower with each of these characters. So hey, thanks for the refreshing water. Pew. Zappy pew pew. Wow, this guy's taking a beating. We probably could have broken rods too, but that would have sped things up there. But hey, we stole an elixir. That's good. That dungeon I mentioned about that we're going to be going up to, you want to have a bunch of elixirs. There's an enemy there that gives a lot of ability points, but it only gives ability points if you give it an elixir. So we want to have quite a few elixirs to... oh, I was wrong. We did need another earth wall. If you want to make get the max amount of AP. So nothing to steal. Hey, we took out Leviathan. Woohoo! And now, ooh, we got another wall ring. That's one less ring we'll have to buy. So, all right. Yeah, it's a good thing we have that thief knife too, because that tower that I'm talking about. Another thing about that tower is there's a lot of good items to steal. So I'll probably be stealing a lot of them off screen. But I'll point out, of course, the enemies that do give that item. So to get out of this dungeon, we just head back to the bottom here, jump in the waterfall, and it takes us out here. Woohoo! So now we have all the tablets, which means we can pick up the rest of the legendary weapons, but we haven't met all the enemies in this area, so we have one more enemy in here. That's the reason I saved. It's a pretty tough enemy, so luckily it's encountered here on the first floor, so we won't have to go deep in the dungeon to find it. So let's just wander around here, hopefully pick it up. And don't worry, we do pick it up pretty quickly here, so... Finally, we had a nice tablet dungeon. Yeah, this is probably the only tablet dungeon that I really like, so... Well, the undersea cavern one can be okay if you have float or the geomancer ability, but when you don't, you have to take all that damage from all those tiles. Yeah, then it can be a pain. But we're looking for this enemy here, the Tonberry, who kind of becomes a mascot of the Final Fantasy series, so along with the Chocobo and Moogles. So this guy, he slowly approaches you, and when he gets near you, what he'll do is he'll use like his chef's knife. He has that little knife in his hand, and it does massive damage. So, and that's his theme through most of the other Final Fantasies. He, you know, slowly approaches you, like scarily stalks you, gets close to you, then deals massive damage. So, unfortunately, we got a back attack here, so. But we can just use our golem summon to block all these attacks. He's gonna attack 4 times, I believe. Just 3, but enough to wipe out our golem. So, luckily though, after he hits you like that, he will retreat. So, and then you have some more time to put up your defenses again. If you don't have golem, you can use stuff like the blink spell, the mirage vest, the ninja image, to give the decoys for his physical attacks. So now I get kind of lucky here. I didn't think this would work, but eventually I summoned Odin just to see how much the non-elemental damage would do, and Odin used the Zangetsu move, and it actually defeated him. So which is surprisingly, because most of the time when you have these like kind of mini boss enemies, they're given the heavy status, and heavy means that they're immune to instant death attacks like this. So yeah, usually they don't want you to cheese the bosses, but sometimes there's bosses and mini bosses like this that can be cheesed. So hey, we cheesed the Tonberry, and one of the things he can drop is the Mirage Vest. So if you're trying to get a whole bunch of Mirage Vests for your whole team, you can just keep come back here and fighting him, and maybe also trying to steal some elixirs from him. So, but we're not worried about either of those things. So, well, the elixirs maybe, but we can steal them from another enemy we got to encounter yet. So. Now, there's some enemies around Istory Falls here, but I realize you can encounter them here in the desert. These desert enemies that we encounter here are just kind of the weaker enemies from back in the First World Desert, so nothing we haven't encountered. And I tried to encounter, see if I can get a grass tile there, but none of those tiles count as grass. They all count as desert. So in order to encounter these enemies, we're going to have to go over near Regal and then head a little bit west to the mouth of the river that we traveled on Boko through to get the magic lamp. So of course, after we complete our dungeon, rest up a bit, free in at the sub, take a little nap on these seats here. I guess they're recliners. Lazy boys. My daddy's grandma, she used to like to take naps in the lazy boy when she was at when she would visit Grandpa. So I guess she would be my great-grandma. Julia. That's what my cousin Julia's named after her. So then we take off in our airship and we head back to the mouth of these rivers here. And we can wander around. Now there's two enemies that we can encounter out here on the plains. Solely on the plains. These Spizner enemies. So... And then the other one is a Frost Bull, which is weak to fire but absorbs lightning, as the name sort of implies. And then the third enemy is a lizard type enemy, and that one you can only meet in the forest. So let's walk around here in the plains and get these two plain enemies first. Here we go. We have the other one here, the Frost Bull. As I said, ooh, you can mug them, get a free high potion if you can. Yeah, we just take these guys out, and then once you take care of them, that's all the new plain enemies, and we're just gonna try to find that that lizard. Then that little, he's like a mini dragon, palette swap in the forest. Krill's gaining more job levels. Woohoo! Alrighty. So let's head into the forest and try to encounter that lizard. Now you can encounter the Spizners and the bulls too in this forest, but easier to encounter them straight off in the plains. So maybe I should have just went right to the forest, because I'm getting no luck in encountering this lizard. But he's our last new enemy that we have to encounter here. He's almost the last overworld enemy. There's only 3 more that we have to encounter. But here we go with a Lithos. So, you can steal a Judgment Staff. That's a staff that you could also steal off of Exdeath from World 2. So, but I just got scared of this guy, so I summoned the Earth Wall, because I don't really deal with this guy too much. So, I was scared, because when you usually see a dragon, you get scared. Dragons tend to be some of the tougher enemies in the game, and we've seen how tough a lot of these dragons have been in the past, so no taking chances, because I would just be healing up anyway. But yeah, this guy wasn't hard at all. Woohoo! And we filled out another area of our bestiary, so now all we have is 3 more overworld enemies to encounter, and we'll encounter them in the desert, where we'll be heading off to in our next episode, in addition to collecting our the rest of the legendary weapons. So make a quick pit stop here, sell off some of that equipment that we got in the water, the last tablet dungeon there, because we're going to want to buy a few more things before we head into these. We're going to want to have at least 4 wall rings. And we're going to want to buy, like I said, some more of the flame rings back in the Mirage Tower. So before we go into this optional dungeon, so sell off some equipment. And then next time we'll be leaving here, picking up the legendary weapons, and selling off a few of them before we stock up to go finish off the final dungeons in this World 3. So take care, minions. Thanks for following along, and have a good day. Bye! Remember, park outside Kuzo Castle on the west. So, and here, look at Barney Fife there, and Andy's new little thing. Got fresh hay, nice little cloth area there to run around in, and it's nice and clean for them to enjoy. So, living the good life until they can get their own little forever homes. And they're just some of the animals that are available at Rabbit and Small Animal Rescue. So, I'm going to put up a picture of a few of the other ones there. So, look at all them cute little bunnies and rats, and there's like a little mouse up there. Yeah, all waiting for homes to be adopted. So, like I said, your support goes a long way in helping the mission rescue and take care of these animals until they find their forever homes. Thanks for your support. Bye!